I didn't let my mother-in-law come over after she destroyed my Millennium Falcon Lego set, so I'm 38 and I've been into Legos since I was like 7 years old. I know it sounds weird for a grown man, but honestly, I don't care what anyone thinks. I work as an engineer, make good money, and in my free time I build Legos. My wife thinks it's kind of dorky, but she never complains about it. Our son is 7 now and he's obsessed with them too, which makes it even better. Last year, me and him spent 4 months building the Ultimate Collector's Edition Millennium Falcon, like the massive one with over 7,000 pieces. We'd work on it every weekend, sometimes after dinner on weeknights. He'd sort the tiny pieces by color while I followed the instructions. It was our thing. When we finally finished it, we put it on this shelf in the living room where everyone could see it. I was genuinely proud of that thing. It's not just a toy, it's hours of work and memories with my kid. So in March, my wife's parents came to visit for a week. Her dad is pretty chill, but her mom is one of those people who always has an opinion about everything. Like she'll comment on what you're eating, how you're raising your kid, what kind of car you drive. You know the type. Anyway, I always show guests my Lego collection because I think it's cool, and most people are at least polite about it. So I asked them if they wanted to see it, and they said sure. I brought them to the living room and showed them the Millennium Falcon. Her dad was actually really impressed. He kept asking how long it took and saying he could never have the patience for something like that. But her mom just stood there with this look on her face. Then she said it was a waste of time and that I should be focused on moving up at work and being a real man. I kinda laughed it off because she's in her 70s, and I figured she just had old school ideas about what men should do. We left the room and I thought that was the end of it, but then at dinner she brought it up again out of nowhere. She said I needed to give up all this Lego nonsense and act like an adult. My wife looked uncomfortable but didn't say anything. I just changed the subject because I didn't want to start drama, but you could tell she was annoyed that I didn't take her seriously. The rest of the week was fine. She didn't mention it again. On their last day, they had to leave at 3 in the morning to catch an early flight. We all said goodbye at the door. I went back to bed, and that was that. Or so I thought. The next morning, I woke up and went downstairs to make coffee. I walked past the living room and something felt off. I looked over at the shelf and my stomach dropped. The Millennium Falcon was completely destroyed, like smashed into a million pieces all over the floor. There were tiny gray and white Lego bricks everywhere. Some of the bigger sections were just snapped in half. I stood there staring at it for a solid minute before I even processed what I was looking at. Then I saw a note on the shelf written on a piece of our notepad paper. It said, "This is for your own good. Now you can focus on what really matters and be the man your family needs." I knew immediately it was her. I woke my wife up and showed her. She was shocked, but also clearly didn't want to believe her mom would do something like that. I called her mother right then and there. It was like 7 in the morning, but I didn't care. She answered and I asked her if she destroyed my Lego set. She didn't even deny it. She said yes, and that she did it because someone needed to help me grow up. I told her she owed me an apology and that she needed to reimburse me for the set because it cost $800. She laughed and said I was proving her point by caring so much about a toy. I said until she apologized and paid me back, she wasn't allowed in our house again. Then I hung up. My son came downstairs a few minutes later and saw the mess. He just started crying. That was the worst part. We'd built that together. It wasn't just mine. It was ours. He kept asking why Grandma would do that, and I didn't even know what to tell him. But here's the thing. It's not about the Legos. It's about respect. You don't go into someone's house and break their stuff because you don't approve of their hobbies. I spent the next week trying to rebuild it with my son, but we gave up. Too many pieces were missing or broken. I ended up ordering a new one online, but it's not the same. That original one had all these memories attached to it.